Hey, this is Chris Lipe for jamplay.com. Welcome to Key Starting Points for Beginners, a 10-week live course aimed at getting beginners and those beginning again ways to learn and practice for a solid musical foundation on the instrument. With all the resources out there, a huge problem for beginners and even practicing intermediate players who have been there for some time is that they often don't know how to learn. They don't know how to, for example, learn new chords. What's the best way to practice and implement new chords? They don't know the best way to make a scale part of what they play musical. Or they may not even understand the idea of drawing certain techniques and aspects of the guitar like chord progressions, making melodies, ear training, those sorts of things. They may not even understand how to connect all those things and make them work for you as a musician. It all seems so fragmented and separate. And in this course, the goal is that you begin to understand through each of the weeks that once you know how to practice, once you know how to learn and how to apply from this music-first mindset, that learning guitar is not really that hard, and practicing becomes a way of being creative, not a way of checking things off your list. That's my hope for you as you go through this 10-week live course with me, and that's how I've designed the content. In week 1, we work on how to learn new chords, certain exercises, certain ways to contextualize what we're learning so that the new chords stick with us and are able to be applied musically instantly. Then we work on how to learn scales well. We take the similar learning mindset from learning chords and we apply it to scales, working on only a couple strings at a time, working on identifying the use of the scale, the context of the scale as we learn the scale. This helps us, believe it or not, in both our technique and our ear training. Then in weeks 3 and 4, we build on our learning of chords and scales by developing go-to patterns and go-to chords. We modify some basic chords so that we can use them in familiar contexts, and we look at making chord transitions easier, particularly for beginners, by looking at how we change chords and how we can modify chords based on how we change them. Likewise with scales, we work on learning our fretboard, getting a good handle on moving all over the place instead of staying in just one position. Then in weeks 5 and 6, we hone in on how to play rhythm guitar well, how to start really getting in the groove, and how to start developing our lead playing in week 6. And then we further expand on both rhythm and lead playing in weeks 7 and 8 when we talk about how to practice well, developing good goal-oriented practice habits, as well as how to think like a melodic guitar player, how to go from playing scales and lead to true melodies. And then finally in weeks 9 and 10, we work on tuning, alternate tunings, and ear training. Ear training is going to permeate every aspect of your musical life. And so by going through this course, working on developing core skills in a way that will stick with you, ear training is going to tie that all together. I'm really excited for you to join me in this highly interactive 10-week live course. One of the great things about the live course is that you guys can help direct each one of the live sessions. If you're able to participate live, you can ask a question and I can dive deeper into an area that may be confusing other people or maybe needs to go into more detail because there's other people just like you in the live setting. If you can't catch us live, that's fine. You can always watch the archive and then message me on the site, and I'll be sure to include whatever question yours is in the following week live. So even if you can only watch that one on the archive, you can still feel that sense of interaction and closeness with your instructor, me. So join me for Key Starting Points for Beginners here on jamplay.com for 10 weeks. See you there.